So, do you have any questions about what you just saw?
No, I'm vegetarian, so I'm sending it to my friends.
Oh, okay. And so, as a vegetarian, do you consume eggs or dairy?
I try not to as much as I can. Yeah.
So, what stops you or prevents you from always avoiding those products? Like as much as you can, you were saying.
It's more of this kind of stuff. It's sentimental, like just the awareness that you have of what goes on, and then how it's mass produced and how that affects like lots of things.
And yeah, so, but what I meant was you said that you avoid as much as possible. So why are there some times that you do consume them? Like what makes that difficult?
Oh, okay. I mean, I try to keep it at a minimal, but I've been consuming it from a very young age. It's only now that we're so aware.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of getting used to cutting it down and letting it go completely. Yeah, that's what it is.
So is there any advice I can help you with? Like I've been vegan for almost 9 years now.
Okay. That's great.
Is it maybe social? Is it family? Is it like eating out?
I think for now it's also my concern of like nutrition.
Okay.
I feel less energetic, I guess, when I'm not having a little bit of, like for me as a vegetarian already, I feel like my choices are cut down to very little stuff. So I don't know.
So I'll let you know I'm actually a naturopathic doctor, and plant-based nutrition is like kind of my favorite area.
Yeah.
So that's actually common when someone ditches animal products altogether. Like if you think about an egg or meat, there's no fiber, there's very little water content. It's super dense in calories, right? You're getting a massive calorie source. So when you throw that out and you're switching for something like tofu or beans, because they're so fiber rich and less calorie dense, you actually need to eat a lot more of them to get the same amount of energy out of it.
Right.
I think that's kind of the concern you're bringing up here, is that when you dish that stuff, maybe you aren't getting enough calories, you're a little lower in energy. So what I'd recommend for stuff like that is eating more calorie dense foods. Like up your portions if you can. In the beginning, sometimes that's hard, but that would be eating things like your whole grains, your rice, your oats, and whatnot. Eating tofu instead of beans, which will be a little more dense, or things like that. So that's kind of where I go. And of course, nuts and seeds, super calorie dense source as well.
So is this like an organization, or what is this?
We're anonymous for the voiceless. So what we do is we just show footage on what happens in the animal agriculture industry. People like yourself, they'll come, they'll film, they'll ask questions, and we just try to help you out. Whatever we can.
And is this this is footage based on Canadian?
So it's all over. We have a little bit of Canadian footage here. A lot of it, I believe, is Australia. There's a little bit from the UK as well. They're always changing it, so I don't know exactly what's there right now, but it's all standard practice. Every single piece of footage we're showing is the best of the best. It will meet SPCA standards. It'll meet humane standards. We don't show any abuse footage. What you saw here with the baby chicks in egg production, that is standard. It happens everywhere. And do you know why that's happening?
With the males?
Yeah.
Because they don't have any commercial use?
Exactly, because they aren't going to produce eggs, right, once they grow up, so they get killed right here, usually at birth or the next day, and it's either an industrial grinder like that, or sometimes it's in a plastic bag, actually, and they just suffocate, like a garbage bag, And that doesn't matter where you get your eggs.
Is that changing, or by...
No, that's totally legal. It's 100% legal. 100% legal, 100% standard.
Is there any? Are you guys petitioning? Like, are you? So your solution is to completely stop?
Yeah. So we believe that the majority of the onus falls on the consumer. Once demand for these products drops, of course, supply is going to drop, right? And it's going to happen over a long time. So we do, a bunch of us petition out at some farm slaughterhouses and whatnot, but we want to educate people here on the streets about what happens, right? Because you're the ones who are ultimately going to be paying those organizations.
Right.
And so
there is that, but there's also change that could happen through, the commercial aspect of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's stuff like that happening too. I know there's not exactly commercial, but the SPCA, there was just a petition that went out for them.
Right.
There's all sorts of things like that happening, but our goal is to end this altogether. Like this looks pretty free range to me, but again, it's dairy where the baby has to be taken away, and if it's a boy, it's probably killed, and then the mother's going to chase after the baby once it gets taken away as well.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you
So
for
I'll give you a card actually.
Yeah.
So this is our organization, like I mentioned, and we have a bunch of information on here if you are interested in more the health perspective, like you were just saying. Nutritionfacts.org right there is a great resource. You just go on there, punch in pretty much anything you want. Punch in eggs if you want, you'll find out about them. Or some documentaries as well.
What's a good alternative for eggs though?
Just for in your diet in general. Like if you want to do scramble, like a tofu scramble is fine. If you want to make an omelet, a chickpea omelet, you can find tons of recipes. Yeah, you use chickpea flour and you can make a decent omelet out of that. And if you're talking about baking, there's things like banana that you can use, or flax egg, where you do ground flax and water and makes it egg consistency. So, yeah.
That's good to know. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for stopping.